Collage Weekly planner number 10, and the prompts are a hat, something that represents transportation, stamping in non-black ink, numbers, hometown, whatever that means to you, bonus geometric shapes. Today I'm going to be using the hat, the transportation, numbers, geometric shapes, but I'm not going to be using hometown. So this is where I've got so far. I've made my page here and I've ripped up a piece of linen. I've adhered the linen with gesso. It's all right, I'm fiddling here trying to put this lid back on because it broke. So there you go. I've used the clear gesso and I put a layer of clear gesso on the bottom, and then I placed my fabric onto the page with the clear gesso while it was still wet, and then I went over the whole of the page with the clear gesso. Happy with that. Now I'm going to use some modelling paste. Yep. Sorry, excuse me. There's my modelling paste. So I'm going to use my modelling paste, and I'm going to use a stencil. I should have got this ready, but I didn't know what I was going to do at the beginning, so sorry about that. But I'm going to use this stencil for my geometric shapes. Now I presume this will be okay for the geometric shapes, but if it isn't, who knows. It should be okay. I would say they were geometric shapes, but everybody sees things differently. So there we go. I have my modelling paste now. I'm not going to be a neat freak over this. If it goes anywhere, then it doesn't matter. Where it shouldn't go, or I think it shouldn't go, then it doesn't really matter. I want it to be fairly thick and raised. I don't want it to be... Now that's a no-no. When you do your stenciling, you really shouldn't pull up the stencil shouldn't come off of the substrate that it's on. If it does that, that's when you get the ghosting bits. So you should try and keep it fairly straight. Fairly flat, I should say, not straight. But if it moves, don't worry about it. It's your composition at the end of the day. Now see, I changed my mind. I wasn't going to do these, but then I decided yes. And as much up there as possible. There you go. Right, let's take that off very slowly. Oh yeah, that looks lovely. I'm coming down here now, trying not to overlap onto the other shapes that I've done. Whoops, see, pulled it up again. I'm going too fast. Slow down, Shirley. Now remember, this is just my background. This isn't the collaging that Marguerite has asked for. I'm going to put my collaging onto the background. I've gone right to the end. There you go. Lovely. Right, I'm very happy with that. So I'm sorry, girls, but I'm going to leave you for a minute because I have to run inside as usual to find the sink. I should have brought a bowl of water in here, but never mind. That needs to dry now, so I'm going to leave that. This isn't quite dry yet, but let me move you up a little bit. I think your foot, there you go. Oops. That's it, it's fallen down. There you go. This isn't quite dry yet, but I want to... I'm putting some gauze or cheesecloth. I like to call this gauze because cheesecloth is a bit thicker than this, and this is sort of like the bandage gauze that the hospitals put over things, but I'm putting this over only because killing two birds with one stone, basically. I'm going to spray this with a solution of paint and water, that's all. And then I'm taking it off. Oh, lovely, lovely colour. And then what actually happens, I don't mind doing, that'll give the background quite a mottled distress look there. Not all over, because I didn't want it all over, but as I say, now I've actually got a colour into my gauze, which I like. There it is. That's beautiful now. And again, I didn't want the gauze to coloured as well. I wanted lots of white spaces with it, like that. So I'm going to take that now and dry it. There. And again, I'm going to leave this to dry as well. But as you can see, because I put the gauze over, I've just got speckled amounts going through, and I've decided I'm probably only going to use one image on here, but again, might not. But that's, as I say, just a watered down paint mix. I didn't want to use Distress Inks watered down or anything. This one's burnt umber, a Deco Art burnt umber, and paint, that'll stay now, and it doesn't matter what I put on it, it's not going to come off. Whereas if I'd have watered it any more with after I'd done it, it's going to come off if I use more water on it. So that's that so far. Well, I found my hat, and it's a Paper Artsy stamp by Limperella, and this is the hat. Isn't it gorgeous? Well, I went ahead and I stamped her out onto tissue paper there. I've shredded all around the edges, and then I painted the black white as I showed you in my previous video, if you're using tissue paper and you want it to pop. And she has now. Well, I want her to go about here, but if I just put her there, there's nothing around her to make her pop. So what I'm going to do, I already stamped this again. I didn't actually. What it was, I stamped this with a stamp platform, and because it's tissue paper, if you just put the tissue paper directly onto the platform and then stamp onto the tissue paper, it'll seep through and go onto your platform. But I knew I wanted to cut out a mask, so I put some copy paper behind, and that's the outline of the copy paper. That's all I wanted. There was no need to stamp again or anything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some repositionable tape at the back of the copy paper. I'm going to put her where I think I want her to lie. It's probably about there. Right, and then I have some distress paint, and it's mustard seed. Now, I don't think I explained myself very well in the last video. The reason why I sprayed diluted paint onto the fabric and the gauze was because I knew that I'm going to get this wet again. If I'd have sprayed with diluted distress ink, or did anything with distress ink, or any dye-based, any water-based ink, as soon as I put some liquid onto the background here, it would have activated the paint again, the ink again. So that's why I'm using paint, because when I do put the image on here with the glue, because it's a liquid, it would definitely activate it. And look what I've done already. I can't believe that. Look, I've got some paint there. It doesn't matter. So I have my paint here. Let's come over a bit. She's going there, and I haven't diluted this down or anything, but I'm just coming across very lightly like this. I'm coming round here. I haven't put very much paint on the craft sheet. You don't really need it. It's quite like dry brushing actually. And all I want to do is highlight her when she's on there. So I think that's plenty on there. Oh, that's lovely, yes. And I have the outline of where she's going to go now. And she quite pops because I've got some nice paint behind, a different colour. I'm probably going to, this is just playing around now. That doesn't matter there really. But I'm just delicately going to brush across. I'm not going to do any more there. I'm going to come in and do a tiny bit more here to get rid of the rest of the paint here, but I want to probably make it a little bit darker. not very dark, because as I was doing, hold on, let me get some more. As I was dry brushing over the rest of it, I thought, I don't want that colour. So, over there, I want to put another colour over. So I'm coming in and making this a bit stronger. If I think it's getting too strong, then I'm just going to come in with a baby wipe and drag it across a bit more to dilute it a bit. Oops. Have to go up here now because I've done that much. There you go. My brushes are getting old because the fibres are coming out. Look, time to invest in a few more nice stencil brushes. But they can wait. Now, while that's on there, let me get a piece of copy paper. I want to do my flicky with some yellow, but I don't know why I folded that. But I don't want it to go all over. I just want it in one set area. So let's get some water here. Let's see my brush. That's it. Let me move that out the way. Let's have a little practice. Oh yes, nice. Let's see. I'm going to stand up for this. Might not be able to see very much. Ah, yes, it's coming on now. Should have let this dry a bit first, but it's not the end of the world. Right, that's plenty. Lots of little splashes going on everywhere. Let me get a clean baby wipe. Oh gosh. There you go. Put that in there until I'm ready to come back and do something with it if I do. That's how it is, and reasonably happy with it. I wish I'd waited for the paint to dry. Oops. Where the yellow was, because it's smudged. But I think I know what I'm going to do. let's loosely put that back down again. That's it. I'm coming back in with some black. I'm just going to do a few little blobs of black. Oh, that's nice. Blobs of black. Shall we put a... Now this I'm really going to have to take care with, because oh look, so she moves everything. Right. Oh, a bit harder, Shirley. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's it. That's what I wanted up the side here. No more on the brush. There's plenty. There you go. That's going to make it pop a bit more now. Oh, definitely does. Yep. Happy bunny with that. Right, I will let that dry now. And then she's going to go over there like that. Aha. That's why I stopped going anymore with the yellow, because I realised I should be going over with the black, not the yellow. So let's get this sorted out a little bit here while I decide what I'm going to do next. Well, when that's dry with the splatters, I'm going to put the collage glue on and see what she looks like. She looks lovely actually, so I'm very happy. So let's leave that there a minute. We know where she's going to go, and even if I get something in there now, it doesn't matter. I just don't want to get anything else around the edges. Now I have another stamp here, and this is another Paper Artsy stamp, Hot Picks. I'm not sure whether I told you that Paper Artsy are on a par, well, in what I think, with Stampers Anonymous. They are beautiful, beautiful stamps. I absolutely love them. So now this is where I have to decide, do I want to use this or do I want to use this? And I love this. Of course, I talk to myself. Sometimes I need expert advice. Oh, I love that. I've used this one an awful lot in my cards and journals that I've done, but I think it's going to be this one. Yes. And it's going to be stamped with different colour inks. Well, inks, not black. Right, that's not dry. I'm going to have to get the heat gun, but I don't want to, so I'm going to leave it for a little while and come back and finish off. It's finished. My Collage Weekly prompts, and I used a hat, something that represents transportation, stamping in non-black ink. I did a lovely yellowy, limey green and a red. Numbers, lots of little numbers flowing around the composition. Hometown, whatever that means to you, well, I didn't use that, so there's nothing here about hometown. And the bonus, I did use that, geometric shapes. Well, I love these geometric shapes, and I think the clock could be classed as geometric shapes, I'm not sure, but I had to leave it. I started it yesterday, but I had to leave it because it was Andrew's birthday and we had a day out, and then we went for a lovely meal in the evening. But I'm back here just to show you the finished page, and I really love it. I love her, the hat, and I've highlighted along the edge here as well. And there's the numbers, as you can see, and lots of geometric shapes. That's my favourite there. That turned out absolutely beautiful. When I put the moulding paste through the stencil, I actually stippled it with my fingers. I love just doing things, and these are the same. I stippled these all with my fingers and they turned out beautiful. So there you go. Oh, one last thing to do, and that's the date. I'll put today's date. No, I'm going to put yesterday's date. I did start it yesterday and it was hubby's birthday, as I said, so I'm going to put March, 5th of March on there. Right, I'll get my ink. There. Right, let me test it first. Drag a piece of paper out of the bin. Oh, 50th, silly woman. Silly woman. So that's got to be 5 there. That's got to be 0 there. Oh, of course, yes, we were on double digits, weren't we, last time I did it? So that should be right now. Yep. There you go. 5th of March. Now, where am I going to put this? Because it's quite textured with the material on there. I love this. I don't mind these little bits that haven't, I've been trying to drag them up anyway. They're beautiful, but right, now let me have a look. Where can I put this where it'll, oh, I know, I can see a spot. Right, let's put it here. Now this is shiny paper, so I'm having to take care how I put it down. Oh, that's good. Done. There you go. All finished. And I love this page as well. I love them all. Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.